Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Monday Freestyle. Kind of got my voice back a little bit. Yeah, very, very glad about that because I that eat right. I watch, the foods I eat, and I don't take any of the jabs, or never took any of the jabs, never took any boosters, never did any PCR tests. Like never, I never participated in any of the COVID crap, even though I worked for that federal agency during the pandemic. I still, they forced other people to do it. But I'm like, yeah, no, pink. I've never had pink eye in my entire life. Like even when I was a kid, I've never had that. And all of a sudden, I'm like, maybe it was the kid's birthday party that I went to for my one of my dear friends. Her daughter had a birthday, and people brought their little babies, and the babies are so cute, but they're little germ factories. They got the germs. So I don't know. Maybe that was what was going on. I don't know, but we got a lot to talk about. It's been a very exciting day already. Monday, what is it? 17 November 2025. And I will be on um, uh, show tomorrow night. I posted it on X with my other dear friend, Sergeant Mode. Sergeant Mode. We are going to be doing a show together coming up, so watch out for exciting news for that. But things are just, man, we got to get cooking. We got to get moving. The midterms is coming up, baby. We got to get strong. We got to get healthy. We got to stay healthy. Take in this cold and flu season, whatever, just keep yourself hydrated. Keep that vitamin C emergency pack going, so you don't get the coof or the bugs or whatever the hell. So it's just time to take care of yourself. Much less showing themselves on live TV or sitting in Congress. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go over this really quick. That I just posted this on X a little while ago. It's very interesting to me that that well, LaMonica McIver, remember Lead Belly, the one who assaulted ICE officers with her giant fat belly. Remember Lead Belly? She's been indicted for uh, 1,280 feet, and like breathing is already labored. I'm kind of acclimated, but still, when you're sick and you have like lung crap going on, it gets pretty intense. But I just realized, Jesus, thank you, I can breathe. Um, but LaMonica McIver, why is she still in Congress when She was indicted, and she appealed to the court to try to get the charges completely dismissed because I'm a member of Congress. Yeah, they think they're above everything. Mostly the Democrats. They think that when they do things, they can just do them. And you have to just excuse it because I'm a member. Do you know who I am? I'm a sitting member of Congress. So nobody care. But remember, um, tax something with his taxes, or definitely something to do with campaign finance, blah, blah, blah. Are you serious right now? How many times has AOC, Sandy Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and that big loudmouth biatch, Rashida Tlaib over there in Michigan, how many times to them? Nothing. I guess because they're foreigners or whatever. AOC, she's just dumb as shit. But nothing ever happens to them. Are you serious? Most member they're what? So they did a report a few years back. Literally, the poorest member of Congress was it Congressman Devin Nunes. Truth Social, and now the other parts of the Trump media. Before he came on board to work with President Trump, Devin Nunes was rated the poorest member of Congress. That's because Devin Nunes was solid. He ain't take no bribes. Nobody bought him off. Devin Nunes was solid. So, um, that's a good thing. It means you ain't taking bribes from nobody. So now we got LaMonica MacGyver. Oh, do we even need to talk about Nancy Pelosi? Do we need to talk about how much money that old bitch is worth, and how much she has amassed a fortune over the years, and how she has literally been insider trading based on the knowledge that she attains in these meetings, that's top secret meetings concerning big pharma, concerning oil and gas, concerning uh, other major industries, IT. And she gets this information, healthcare, specifically healthcare. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for reposting. Thank you, girl. What's up? Happy Monday. Um, Nancy Pelosi has been insider trading. And when she's been confronted about it, she got sick of being asked about it. And she finally just said, well, Congress got paid the entire time of the shutdown. While they shut the Democrats, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats shut the government down over healthcare subsidies, they still got paid, but everyone else involved did not. That's cold. That's some cold-blooded shit right there. Anyway, there's a lot we got to talk. I want to talk about, like, well, did I even bring this in? Deborah Aguilar reposted the stream. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, is this still like I like archive.pi, but it takes a long time for the videos to here. I'll just that's taking a while. Sorry. Um, what the hell, damn guy? What the hell, damn guy? Okay, sorry. So this has been happening. I want to bring this in because let's talk about, I've been showing videos of how Mexican citizens are sick of illegals coming into their country, how they're sick of illegals and they don't want them no more. They want them out. They don't want them. They want Claudia Sheinbaum to close the southern border. See, it wouldn't matter one way or the other because ain't no money flowing no more. And no money because they're not getting into the United States. This is crown jewel up here, Canada or something, but they ain't gonna make nearly the cartels I'm talking about are not going to make nearly as much money as they were making getting the illegals up through the Darien Gap and the southern border, from flying them in to Brazil and South America's and Central American countries, and then they walk up with the caravans. They're not making nearly as much money, and there's a lot of stuff going on with the cartels. I believe that part is going to be handled. President Trump mentioned, by the way, that elected by the citizens of Venezuela, he just refused to leave. He ran for a second term, but he's just like, nope, not leaving, not leaving. I'm not letting that guy take over. I'm not done stealing y'all money and being your dictator. So I'm not going anywhere. So Nicolas Maduro now wants to make a deal with President Trump. He wants to talk about him. Why? Because our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has posted information about the latest, the 20th you should have learned after maybe the first one got blown up. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to just try it again. We'll just go a slightly different route. No, you got blown up again. Okay, well, the third time's a charm. We're going to get this one through. Because, see, they're trying to get their drugs in here. They're trying to get their probably humans in here. Who knows? But I don't know how many humans on these drug boats that are like 700-800 horsepower. Don't matter. You can't outrun the United States military. We're going to find your ass and we will destroy you. So, just saying. Just saying. Don't fuck around because you will find out. So yeah, this is the 20th Venezuelan drug boat. And now Nicolas Maduro is like, oh, wait, okay. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. In a little hot. Oh, y'all don't feel. Oh Lord, have mercy. It's getting a little hot in here. Uh-huh. Um, people get to the point that they reach the precipice when they are sick of your ass. And the people of Venezuela are sick of Nicolas Maduro. I think they're reaching the precipice there. And he is afraid of, because it's still uh Eric Prince was on, I think this morning. Nicolas Maduro still has a $50 million bounty on his head. So he's starting to sweat a little bit and look at the people around him like, so you still rolling with me, right? Oh yeah. See, he's starting not to trust people because $50 million is a lot of damn money for a Venezuelan. They can do a lot with $50 million. Bitch, don't let me see you at Walmart because I'm gonna lead you. Them. I'll tell on your ass in a heartbeat, Nicolas Maduro. Sherry said you have illegals. Oh, you see? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a huge thing that's been going on. You are so right, darling. Remember, they've been breaking into houses in Beverly Hills. They break into poor people's houses. Why are you gonna do that? These are very skilled gangs from Chile. They have they are very skilled, they're very strategic, they get in, they get out, and they don't make a mess. There's no glass everywhere with them breaking into the house. That no, they know, they figure out what your doggone code is. And you know what? So thank you for saying that, Sherry. And hey, Mitt Riddle, thank you for reposting, darling. I see you in there. How you doing? They have they sounded the alarm in these athletes. They've been stealing from athletes, and so they had to start admitting that these Venezuelans that's been bringing their Uber Eats and DoorDash and shit to these, 10, 15, $20 million homes in Cherry Creek, and then they wonder why their house getting robbed. You dumbass, you gave them your garage code. You don't think that these Venezuelans is going to come back? They don't work by themselves, they work in groups. So Sherry's right. These are Chilean. Hold on. Nope. Bring the receipts. Bring the receipts. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Let me see which search engine I can find it on. Chilean gang, not Chilean sea bass, damn it. Hold on. Which I actually do like Chilean sea bass if it's prepared properly. Here we go. Let's just don't worry about the media. Let's bring it in. Thank you again. Credit to Miss Sherry. 100%, my dog, keeping it 100 up in here. Let's just go to the state's U.S. Attorney's Office in the Middle District of Florida. Let's go to the source. We're going to skip over the Jezebel whore, Sodom and Gomorrah media, and we're going to do this doggone thing here. 7 Chilean nationals charged following nationwide burglaries of several professional athletes. Oh, what did I just say? What did I just say? Say shit on here that I don't bring the receipts for. I already know what I'm talking about. I remember so much from, okay, I really have no social life. So I remember so much from just reading and studying. I can't wait to tell you my latest project. We'll talk about it in just a second. Tampa, Florida, acting U.S. Attorney Sarah C. Sweeney, thank you. Miss Sweeney, thank you. Make sure to follow you on X if you're up there. Announces the unsealing of a criminal complaint charging Pablo Zuniga Cartels of Chile, Ignacio Zuniga. I ain't saying all that shit. Who cares who they are? Charged them with conspiracy to commit interstate transportation of stolen property. If convicted, Each faces a maximum penalty of 10 years in federal prison. If they are in a federal prison in America for 10 years, I need Christy Nome or somebody to be standing there outside the cell when these bastards are let out, and I need them to be on the first thing smoking. Deported, get the hell on up out of here. Okay? It's either that or shove a chip up their ass so that they can be tracked with GPS and geofencing, and they cannot come back, because we will be able to tell within 20 miles that they have tried to get back in here. And don't tell me the technology does not exist when it does. Okay? On October 5th and 7th, 2024, in the Kansas City area, the homes of two Kansas City Chiefs, the Chefs, I love the Chefs, football players, were burglarized, and jewelry, watches, cash, and other luxury merchandise was taken. On the 7th, burglary occurred while the team played in Kansas City, Missouri. So while they're playing football, on the 7th of October 2024, these bastards done broken it because they knew they were not going to be home. They study people. They study wealthy people. They study your patterns. They sit outside of your house. They have tracking teams. These individuals are not, they study how to steal money and wealth from American citizens. They are doing it through home title theft. These foreigners are stealing your homes through title theft. They're doing it by breaking into your house. They did it during the COVID scams when they stole billions of dollars, like we are now seeing with these damn Somali pirates in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that they've been stealing our damn money. There's even individuals who stole our money, and they were not even here present in the United States. Anyway, another case on 2 November 2024, the Wisconsin home of a Milwaukee Bucks player was burglarized during a game in Milwaukee. There again, these Chilean gangs, they study the patterns. They know when you're home. They know when you take your kids to soccer. They know when your wife is taking the kids to her mother's house. They know what you're doing. Okay? They know what you're doing. A safe containing several watches, chains, personal items, jewelry, and cash was stolen, along with a designer suitcase and designer bags. Total property of was $1.484 million. And it goes on and on. Cincinnati Bengals player was burglarized during the game in Arlington, Texas. Another one, Tennessee, Memphis Grizzlies player was burglarized while he played basketball in Memphis. Bro, we let these, well, no, forgive me. We didn't do none of this shit. Joe Biden, and you know what I'm going to say, the Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris, invited and let these bastards in here, and they have been stealing and robbing us blind ever since. Happening in Macon, Wisconsin. Yep, Bobby Portis, while he was playing a game, riddle me this, said same thing. Joe Burrow, I remember that, Cincinnati Bengals. Yep, I remember when they stole from Joe Burrow. He was playing football. Bro. They waited because they knew his wife and kids, everybody was going to be gone. And they were led over here. Just let them in here. Oh, by the way, they were still collecting welfare payments from taxpayers. They were still on Medicaid. Yeah, they were still getting all of the benefits of being in the U.S. X said, yep, they're smart criminals, totally correct. They study people and they watch you. Yes, they do. They don't just uh, come by and knock you over the head with a shillelagh and steal $20 out your wallet. They study you. They study your patterns. They study where you go and when. They study you for a period of time, and they figure out when they're going to strike. They study what you do. Oh, you play for the Bengals? Oh, you play for the Tennessee Titans or whatever. So you're gone on Sunday afternoons. You're gone. The game starts at like 1 in the afternoon, so you ain't home. Ain't nobody in the house. Maybe the servants have the day off or whatever, but they can break in your house while you're gone out making more money. They're gonna steal your shit. They mark out vulnerable cars, houses, and locations. Yes, they do. They got this down to a science, right? So speaking of illegals, oh girl, or I don't know if you're because I just see the letter X. Yeah. The previous administration, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris of the Hindu Horus of the East, let those individuals in here, gave them everything they wanted and more, and they were still stealing from us. It still was not enough. It wasn't enough. They still had to keep stealing from us. So now Mexico is reaping the evil that they sowed because they let all those people in here and they waved them through instead of stopping them at their southern border. And now that these illegals from Venezuela and Colombia and Brazil and everywhere else that are trying to get into Mexico because they know they can't get in here. They know that our border is hermetically sealed and President Trump ain't budging. You ain't getting in here. I don't care what your damn sad story is. We got American citizens with sad stories all day long. We don't need any foreigners. So we got a story that was posted on, this is Mexico, right? And this is because Gen Z, they're pissed off that the mayor of Oaxaca, Mexico, I think it was Oaxaca, was assassinated about couple 3 months ago. And Gen Zers wanted that dude to be the mayor of Oaxaca. But the cartels had him murdered because that dude, I don't remember his name, but Oscar Blue Ramirez talks about him. I think he lives in Mexico. Not real sure, but you should follow Oscar Blue Ramirez on X as well. And Hernando Arce, he's another great follow, or Hernando Arce. But Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, I noticed that there's this barrier up here. Do y'all notice that? What is that? This is her presidential palace over here. That's pretty decent. I don't mind it. But let's see what's going on, because Gen Z is sick of the cartels. They're sick of the cartels. They're sick of the murders. They're sick of the drugs. They're sick of these assholes flaunting their wealth around others who are poor as shit, and they just flaunt their wealth and their money and their fast cars and then their guns and their endless supply of money. Seemingly they're sick of it because they don't have opportunities, and the cartels are just going around killing everybody. They're sick of it. I knew it would come to this. Get it, young people. Get it, young Mexicans. Take your country back. Make your country great again.
único que queremos es justicia y cero impunidad en este gobierno.
What he said. Oh,
Meet
sorry,
the Dell PC with Intel Core Ultra. With all day.
But they are sick of the cartels. They're sick of Claudia Scheinbaum and her promises to get, actually, that was one of her campaign promises, was to get rid of the cartels. That's why she was in there. What the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry. But she came back recently and said that, oh, well, sorry, it's actually illegal for me to take out the cartels. So she can't use the Mexican army to take out the cartel.
De que siempre salgan carpetas de investigación y el gobierno no actúe.
Yeah.
Que el poder esté en todos los poderes y sea el mismo.
Por nuestros hijos.
You go, young man. You go, young man.
Por mi hermana.
Get out of there.
¡Viva! Pero vamos a luchar hasta el final. No podemos permitir que México se vuelva como Venezuela o como Cuba, una dictadura. Estamos hartos los mexicanos.
That's right. Mexico is for Mexicans, not a bunch of illegal. Wait, is that a wall? Is that a wall? Did Claudia Scheinbaum erect a wall around the presidential palace? Is that a wall? Wait a minute. I thought she excoriated President Trump for expanding and adding on to the wall. She said walls are racist. Oh, what? Oh, I'm really just not understanding what's going on here. Am I the only one who sees the wall? That's a wall. She's got a wall. I got it, Claudia Scheinbaum. Walls for me, but not for thee. We are at the height of hypocrisy for literally everything in life. It's happening constantly here in this country with these Democrats. And now we get to see it in Mexico. Everything that they dumped on us for the last 4 years in cooperation with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, everything they dumped on us that taxpayers had to pick up the tab for, they're getting in triplicate now, because not only are the Gen Zers sick of her shit and sick of nothing being done about the cartels, they're sick of not having opportunities, but they're sick of being lied to by politicians who promise them stuff and don't deliver. She's not going to have another term. And she might have to just try to leave or something. Don't come here, bitch. We don't want you here. We don't want Nicolas Maduro here. We don't want any former dictators from Central and South America and Mexico. Go to China. Go to Egypt. I mean, go to. I hear is very nice in Dubai. Y'all got money. Y'all just stole money from America for decades. Go to Dubai. Go to the United Arab Emirates. We don't want you here. You are not welcome here. So let's finish this video up as soon as I can get back to where I put it. Goodness gracious. There's too many. I have so many doggone tabs open. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. Okay, hold on. You go, Mexican kids. Oh! Take your country back. So you don't have to
Muchos de
move to
ustedes
another
son
country.
familia del 68. Sus familiares lucharon en eso. Nuestros jóvenes, seguridad. Todo el planeta está viendo estas imágenes. Educación para los jóvenes. No se nos lleven crímenes.
Oh my God, was that seriously? Hold on, just a second. Hold on. Was that lady wearing a okay, I'm gonna have to tell my son about this. It's just an inside joke. But Was that a woman wearing the anime sign for like freedom? That is sorry, I gotta catch I just watched that movie.
Fácil. Muchos de ustedes son familia del 68.
Sus familiares lucharon en eso.
Nuestros jóvenes, seguridad.
Todo el planeta está viendo estas imágenes. No les da vergüenza, jóvenes.
No que se los lleven, crímenes.
Yeah, they're sick of Claudia Scheinbaum. They're sick of her crap. They're sick of all of the broken promises. They just want opportunities. A lot of these people don't want to come here. Why would you want to come here? It's freezing. Like now in Colorado, it's finally starting to get like cold. I think we get snow this weekend. It's finally starting to get a little like Colorado, I guess. Why would they want to come here when it's 80 freaking degrees year round, especially by the water? It's a tropical climate. Why would they want to come here? It's freezing cold for like 4 or 5 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year. Why would you want to come here? Why would you want to leave your beautiful tropical climate with a nice rain in the afternoon, and then the sun comes out and there's plenty of vegetation? It's not well, okay, yeah, parts of Mexico, it is a desert, but there are parts where it's just beautiful. It's crazy. Have you guys seen the this is another story I wanted to bring in quick. This is kind of the under other news. You know how we do Monday freestyle is just freestyle is whatever we want to talk about. So that's what we're doing. Let's see. Let's go. Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh. Here we go. I see not a lot of people want to talk about it. All right. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll do it this way. I'm going to bring this in because, like I said, we're at the height of hypocrisy for pretty much every damn thing on earth. These people are showing themselves to be nothing more than money-grabbing grifters who are doing nothing but dressing up in their expensive suits, living on their expensive islands, going to their expensive symposiums and events every year, and stealing American taxpayer money mostly, and just pretending that they care, clutching their pearls about something they don't actually care about, to steal money from us. Here we go. Headline: Global outcry after 100,000 Amazon trees cut down for climate summit. Oh, shit. What sense does that make? Well, okay, this is the Brazilian rainforest. This used to be filled in with trees, and now it's a road that goes where this climate summit is going to be held. I hope they all get eaten by damn mosquitoes. The world is reeling from the irony this week. You call it irony, I call it just that they just are showing what they really are. And the mask, they just threw the mask in the trash at the entrance to the event. They don't care if you know that they're assholes anymore. They're just doing what they do, especially after President Trump did away with USAID. They are hot mad, and they don't care if you know that they have been shucking and jiving and stealing our money for 100 years. The world is reeling from the irony this week after reports confirmed that over 100,000 trees were cleared in the Amazon rainforest to make room for the COP30 climate summit, a global event dedicated to saving the planet. Jesus Christ. Oh, these bitch ass European globalist eugenicist assholes. Oh my God. They are the absolute worst. They are just the global version of white liberal retards. And they think they are better than everybody else. The move has sparked a firestorm of criticism online and across political circles. Well, yeah, and it's too late. They've already done it. So they don't care if you know. So President Trump said on Truth Social, they ripped the hell out of the rainforest of Brazil to build a 4-lane highway for environmentalists to travel. It's become a big scandal. He is absolutely correct. The White House has opted not to send an official delegation because fuck y'all, that's why. Several high-profile U.S. figures, of course, Gavin Newsom, aka Patrick Bateman from the movie American Psycho, and New Mexico governor and the biggest white liberal female fat kook that you can imagine are attending the summit. Of course they are. Go, fucking kook. Both of them are retarded libs. So of course they're going. In what many are calling a green paradox, construction crews tore through nearly 8 miles of ancient rainforest to build a 4-lane highway and new facilities intended to welcome 50,000 guests, including world leaders, environmental activists, and journalists. Is Greta going? Is Greta back to climate change now since Palestine has been free thanks to President Trump? Is Greta, is she kind of done with the environment now? I don't know. Anybody, y'all, you can't make this but if you don't recycle 1 milk carton, they will shame you to purgatory. They will rake you over the coals if you don't eat kale chips and recycle the plastic that the shit comes in. They will talk to you about being an off-road enthusiast who is like myself. I have become quite the off-road enthusiast because it's fun. And I wish if I had the money, I tell you what, I would have a built freaking crazy, probably either an LJ or an XJ, a Jeep, crazy built up with a 6-inch lift with King heart attack shocks, I call them. Coil, well, yeah, in front and back. I would have Dana 60s on the front and rear. I would have, I think comes with the lockers, but man, I'm seeing my dream Jeep in my head because I actually enjoy off-roading and rock crawling. It's quite the adventure. It's scary as shit, but it's so much fun. But they want to, I said that to say this, they don't want off-road enthusiasts and people who love the outdoors just as much as they do, which they don't really love the outdoors. They just want to control other people. And I've got a video coming up about that, from something that has happened that most of us didn't know about in the off-road community. That is really quite a shame that a group of white liberal freaking kooks, what they have done to one man to try to destroy him, and nobody really knew because he kind of kept it on the DL. But I'm going to make a video about that, and I'm going to share it with him. I've been following this guy for a while, and what they did to him is a scandalous and a shame. But see, God don't like when people do stuff like this, and they are starting to get back what from planting evil seeds, they are starting to reap an evil harvest. But I'm saying that to say this: a lot of these environmentalists are full of shit. They don't care about the environment. They don't. They don't. They build that when they build their beautiful homes in Boulder, in Chautauqua, in the hills of Boulder. When they build their beautiful $15 million home, looking down over Boulder and the Flatirons, they don't give a shit about the environment. You think they care? Do you think they plant one tree? Do you think they care that they're uprooting an ecosystem right there? No, I want to look down. I want to look at the Flatirons every day, but maybe I'll buy like a plant or something. These people. They're the bane of human existence because they're fake. Everything about them is bullshit. These tenured professors walking around making $600,000 a year to teach you environmental justice. We had an environmental justice department within the my federal agency. I didn't even know what that was. I joined for FEMA Region 8 just so I can see what the hell they were talking about. And these are just a bunch of kooks who have nothing better to do than to sit there and point their nasty little fingers at everybody else because they think they're better than you. They think they're better than us. And it's funny. And then I'm going to leave this point for another video this week. They tried to make it seem like only the people on the crank far left are the ones who care about the environment. And conservatives hate the environment and don't take care of it. That's bullshit. When off-roaders go rock crawling in the mountains and different things like that, they don't leave garbage behind. But you go to a protest for environmental justice and all this bullcrap, go to a protest downtown Denver after these crank far leftists have been downtown for 3 hours, and you'll see crap all over the place. Cans, their bottles, their stupid jewel things that they left thrown because they used it all. They don't care. They don't really care. That's the secret. They don't really care. It's an open secret. So there's all that. What else are we talking about? So yeah, the Gen Zers in Mexico are sick and tired of being lied to. They're sick and tired of their future being snatched away from them because the cartels keep killing people and making people join gangs. I mean, they're sick of it, all of it. They're sick of Claudia Scheinbaum's funny looking ass. She's not going to have another term. You see what that video said? Her ratings, I guess, or her approval was over 70% or something when she was elected. And now it's going down, tanking, because people are sick of her. She's not doing anything to help the Mexican people. And now she sat up there and said not too long ago that she can't do anything about the cartels. And it's illegal for her to go after them. What? What does that mean? when you're the president of the country. What does that mean? So you're going to let monsters and people who cut folks up and leave their body parts laying out in the middle of the street to show force, to leave bodies hanging under viaducts. They'll hang somebody and throw them off the side of the viaduct just for shock value and horror and to terrorize people. But you can't do nothing about it. Got it. She's not going to be reelected. And there's nothing she can do about it at this point. It's too late. It's too late. So let's talk about the 50-year mortgage, because that's the big elephant in the room. People, I'm seeing things across the board on the crank far left, because they're just laughing about it. They think it's hilarious. And on the right, what the heck happened? Oh, and on the right as well. But this is a very unique situation that we are in this country right now. So these are odd times. And I'll bring this in just for visual and reference. And then we'll talk a little bit about the financial aspect. This is Hustle Bitch on X. He has some fire posts. He says he hints it's time to normalize 50-year mortgages, slicing payments, so young Americans can finally afford homes. That's it. That's all. That's the ask right here. Thank you, Hustle Bitch, for saying. And everybody is shitting on it. And it's mostly middle-aged and older individuals who already have a home. President Trump posted about it on the 8th of November, 2025. And he reminds us the 30-year mortgage was incepted under the administration of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And 50-year mortgage. Okay, so he cites FDR. Yeah, okay, look. Oh boy. How do you even, so check this out. We're in very different times. Okay. The last 4 years of Joe Biden, where the interest rates went from like 2.5%, 3% under Donald Trump when he left in 21 to over 9.8%, damn near, just let's make it a cool 10% inflation under Joe Biden. So it only took 4 years for the inflation rate to balloon to over 10% in 4 years now. 4 years, not 50 years, 4 years. Bro, ugh. The evils, as I call them, have spent a considerable amount of time, money, and their resources dumbing down the youth of America. They have claimed, at least the millennials, the millennial generation, have so few opportunities. It is amazing that any of them get past go. These individuals have started, now we're finding, even back with Sesame Street, grooming kids from a very young age, they have filled them full of vaccines and shots to the point when they're babies, they have a cocktail of over 74 drugs in a little vial that gets shot into their body before they're even a year old. Mandatory for them to go to school. They have spent time indoctrinating kids through Hollywood, through colleges and universities, through violent video games, through messaging and other means, to the point that kids have become desensitized. Then you got Gen Z, who were not afforded the opportunity to even graduate from high school in the traditional way because of the COOF, the pandemic, the COVID, whatever the hell it's called. They robbed them of a normal. There were kids doing drive-by graduations because they were not allowed to go into a public place to graduate from high school. So all of the 4 years, they worked their ass off to achieve something and got a diploma, and their defining moment as a young person and their transition from a young person to adulthood. Oh, what's up, Boku Faces? Thank you for reposting, love. Thank you. So they stole their transition between being their last year in their parents' house before they go off to college, or however this works for it, because everybody's different. But their intro into adult life, they stole that from them and told them to stay at home, have an online graduation, or do a drive-by your damn school with a mask on in your car and post it on Facebook or Snap Face or Chat or whatever. Post it on Insta. These old, disgusting, geriatric bastards, these baby boomer liberals who thought this shit up, who allowed the evil to perpetuate in this country over the last, most notably, 50 years. They have indoctrinated these kids with the trans and gay movement so that it's confusing. They don't even know what they are anymore. You don't know how many young people I see walking in the store or something. A big 6'1" dude with a prosthetic, like breastises, and a mask on, and giant glasses, and a skirt. And I'm like, you a dude. What the bro, there are millions of American citizens who are jacked up like this. And a lot of them have been on Medicaid and Social Security disability, even in their 20s and 30s, because they just gave up on life and they just went and filled out an application, and they're getting Social Security disability for mental health. They're not working. They're not in the workforce. They've been getting low income or Section 8 housing. They've been on food stamps. They're pretty much useless to society, dude. Taxpayers are propping them up. And you're 23 years old. I see you walking with a cane and a damn seeing eye dog, or what do you call them? The dogs that are like companion dogs, or The poor dogs. I feel so bad for these poor dogs who have to live with these freaking creepy ass people. Oh, Jesus, please help the dogs. I hope they run away. But my point let me get back to the 50-year mortgage. These decrepit Joe Biden types have destroyed well, let me say, Gen Z is kind of coming around because they're realizing the bullshit. But the millennials, I don't know what to do about them. My children are millennials. I have young adults, and thank God they're not in any of the categories that I just described. But there are a lot of these people who are, and I see them all over Colorado, and it is just so disheartening. So what's happening is, getting to the 50-year mortgage thing, people are laughing at it just like they laughed at Space Force. But gee, guess what we have now? Oh, Space Force, another branch of the military that's still there. Okay. That was President Trump, in his brilliance, came up with Space Force. And by the way, it's not talking about like cuckoo, aliens and stuff. It's talking about cyberspace. I had to explain that to a liberal that I worked with the federal government. And I stumped her. She didn't know how to respond because she laughed at Space Force. And what is he talking about, aliens? I said, no, actually, he's referring to cyberspace and owning the keys to security within the cyberspace arena. Actually, don't you work for the cyberspace department? And you're laughing at this? So she didn't know what to say. Anyway, the 50-year mortgage is meant to what else? How are we going to do this? Because you cannot, these banks are not going, Jerome Powell is not, the interest rates, the overall interest rates are not decelerating fast enough and with enough basis points at a time to make a difference. Now, if they did, which President Trump and Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, and also he's the IRS commissioner, I think he is temporarily or whatever. Scott Bessent, President Trump suggested, and so did Bill Pulte Holmes. Yeah, he's part of the Trump administration now. I think he works with the Housing Commission, and he's over all of that. So they suggested if you don't drop the interest rates by like 3%, basically 300 basis points, which is 3%, because we've been at over 7.5% under Joe Biden. So something drastic has to happen with these young people. We have too many young people who are not in the workforce. They're the Gen Z who wants to be working and productive and functioning part of society. They are having, they don't even see themselves being able to afford a home because everything is so uber expensive. And that happened under the 4 years of Joe Biden. I will never let them forget that. So desperate times call for desperate measures. We're in desperate times right now. President Trump is doing everything he can, working his tail off to get this country back from purgatory. We were on the highway to hell under Joe Biden. They were fine. They spent the last 30 years stealing money, taxpayer money, and making these stupid little deals for themselves using Hunter Biden. They're fine. But for the rest of people who are trying to do better and who are just, barely surviving when people were thriving under President Trump. I know I was. Even with the pandemic, dude, the economy was still 1,000 times better than it was until the Shady Pines resident brought his stupid, decrepit ass in there. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Now, 50-year mortgage, yes, there are going to be some changes. But see, people are thinking, I heard Dave with X22 reports say this, and it makes so much sense. People are thinking of this in terms of the fiat economy and the central bank economy. Of course, if you do it that way, you'll have some problems. You're going to be in a debt commitment for a little longer. But see, President Trump is a visionary. He is thinking of Gen Z. Ain't nobody talking to you, you old white liberal fucking baby boomer. You already got your home. You've been paid off for 30 years. Your homes are going to your children and your shitty grandkids. Nobody's talking to you. Leave the room and leave the conversation. Shut up. And even Gen X, shut your asses up too. Everybody's got something to say about this. But when you're Gen Z and you're the one staring down the barrel of this gun, whereas, damn, I ain't never going to be able to I'm going to be in an apartment for the rest of my freaking life. And I'm only 22 years old. I went and I saw this couple last night, this young couple. They were so cute. Saw this couple. They are engaged. And it was so cute because I looked at them and I'm like, yeah, they're conservative. It shows. So, they couldn't have been more than 21, 22. And this kid, he already has a great job, drives a nice big truck already. So he's probably in oil and gas. And, he's put a ring on this girl's finger and she's so happy. Real quiet, but real happy. And I had to just go congratulate them because they're starting their young lives. Do you think they would not welcome the opportunity right now, even if it's a 50-year mortgage, to get into the market, to say, yes, I own a home? But see, there again, people are laughing at this and saying, you're going to, and they think they're making a point because they're posting all these numbers and compound interest, and it's gonna, and this is what you're gonna, and you're gonna pay $8 million for the house for a $500,000 house by the time you pay it off. Yeah, in a central bank economy, and an economy where we're constantly borrowing from the Federal Reserve. Yeah. Well, fancy that. But when we don't owe $38 trillion, when we are free from the fiat currency and let me reiterate, President Trump is a visionary. He is already seeing this beyond the central bank. Beast, prison, panopticon control system. He's already done with that. Okay? And people are thinking of it with the Federal Reserve still in charge. Yeah, it's going to be some problems. But President Trump is bringing in crypto. Go ahead and tell me the conversion from crypto to the fiat. You got a dollar is what, worth 50 cents? One Bitcoin, what, 120, $100,000? And President Trump is on board. Eric Trump is on board. Don Jr. is making commercials about cryptos and Bitcoins and getting into the blockchain market. You can do that, by the way. You don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can get in with pieces of Bitcoin if you go through the right source. President Trump is forward thinking on this issue. While everybody is down here, so smart because I posted some numbers and no, you're just a hater. And I'm talking about conservatives too, because I've seen their posts too. Who the hell keeps a house for 50 years anymore anyway? When you are in the central bank control system, then yeah, you're going to have some problems. It's going to cost you. Hasn't it cost us? We don't even know the money we make when we get up out of here and break our backs working like a Hebrew slave building Pharaoh's temple out here just getting it done. We don't own that money. They're going to kill you in property taxes, in sales taxes. We got to pay for these damn brown paper bags that break as soon as you put a feather in them here in Colorado because they don't allow plastic bags because of this retard cosplay governor. 50-year mortgage. It is strictly meant to get Gen Z, young people, into it, softens up the market. It gives Gen Zers hope and optimism, which they currently do not have. Some of these individuals who are who haven't worked because they just didn't care anymore, because they're just like, why? It's not worth it. I'm not going to get anything. It's not going to go anywhere. Why bother? Maybe they can have some hope if they know that there is a way that they can get into a home. Y'all can say whatever you want. I don't care, but I'm standing 10 toes down on business. And I know that the president is a visionary and he doesn't think like little minions down in the weeds trying to find their I lost my contact. Well, good. I didn't lose mine. I know what the heck's going on. We can offer some opportunities to these Gen Zers when the big, beautiful, bodacious bill, when that money comes in after 1 January 2026, and we drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot up in this country, and really release the full force of ICE and Border Patrol and hire 200,000 more agents to get these illegals out of here. These jobs with ICE are starting with a $50,000 bonus. Out the gate. $50,000. These Gen Zers, oil and gas, these dumb environmentalists. Go sit your retarded, stupid, ugly, stinking ass down somewhere. Nobody want to hear that shit no more. Shut up. Leave the room. You're not in the conversation. It's time for grown folks to handle business now. We've had enough of your shit. Oil and gas. We're drilling domestically. President Trump is bringing in money, selling oil to the United Kingdom, selling oil to countries, making deals, collecting tariffs. Honey, we are if people would understand the vision here and stop with every little issue. You sound like the freaking liberal. Shut up. It drives me up the wall when conservatives jump on that stupid bandwagon and get caught up on this stupid short bus. Shut up. We elected the man with the plan. All this it's like puzzle pieces. It's all going to come together. And it's all going to mean that American citizens are coming back and have the opportunity. Do you know these, and I talk about them all the time. I don't give a crap because they're stupid and they're selfish and they do not care what happens to anybody. They just are here lingering around with one foot in the grave like the walking freaking dead and making life miserable for everybody else. These baby boomer liberals only, conservative baby boomers do not talk to me about, I'm not a baby. I know I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about these liberal baby boomers who have their beautiful home. Okay. And they have their cars. They have a 900 credit score. They can buy another home if they want. All they got to do is call up their personal banker or their freaking financial advisor and just get it done. They don't have to go through mountains of paperwork. They have accountants and people to do that for them. They can go buy brand new cars. They can afford to drive a new car every 2 years. While you going through CarMax, which is pretty much a loan sharking car lot, or some local jackass who's got cars who don't run. Oh my God, I got stories about that. Let me tell you, when I didn't have a car and I was walking everywhere and I was so desperate because I needed a car so bad. Oh my gosh, the stories. But it's these liberal baby boomers are selfish because, see, things were much easier during their time when they were young, when they were having their kids, when they were buying their homes. Homes were $30,000, $40,000. Okay, the same home they bought for $30,000 in 1975 or whenever is now worth $900,000. But they don't care that young people can't get into a home. And they'll try to tell you, well, the interest rate used to be over 12, 13%. Yeah, dumbass. But the cost of living was a lot less too. And you could buy a home still for less than $100,000. Try that shit in Colorado to buy a median price home. $600,000. So go somewhere and go take your freaking Metamucil and shut up. They are the worst ones. They were out there protesting over the weekend again. My friend called me. She's like, girl, these old bastards are out here again. It's one lady out here with a damn oxygen tank talking about with a sign holding up a sign on North Wadsworth saying release the Epstein files. I'm like, go by and push her out of her damn wheelchair. They have everything they need. So they don't care about these poor young people who don't have the opportunities that they had 40 fucking years ago. It's not like that anymore. I don't know why, and just because they didn't have parents who came out of World War II who gave the spoiled, rotten baby boomer kids everything they wanted. And now they're just used to it. I can't stand them. I cannot stand them because they're selfish. Don't laugh at a 50-year mortgage. It's not for you. It's not for those who already have a home, stupid. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's for these young people who need a chance, who need an opportunity to have their own home, like the cute little couple that I saw last night, who are just starting their cute young lives. And at least she ain't knocked up, so he's not marrying her because she's knocked up. He's marrying her with his cute little cowboy boots and tall and handsome with his little fiance. They were the cutest thing. He's marrying her. He put a ring on her finger. He ain't out here trying to be on some of these dating websites picking up hoes. He's got a fiance, and the young man is doing fine because his parents raised him right. He should have the opportunity to own a home, even if it is a 50-year mortgage. Things are not going to be the way that you see them now, just forever and ever. Amen. Oh, we're just going to be stuck under the Federal Reserve. Oh, gosh. Oh, mercy me. Oh, the home. If you buy a 50-year mortgage at $500,000, you're going to pay $7 million. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. You're not a visionary. You're not a visionary. And you are definitely not an economist like Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent would never stand behind something that so seemingly challenging and outrageous if he did not think it could work, because his name is attached to it. Scott Bessent is a very astute, very accomplished man. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to the economy. And actually, so does Bill Pulte, who has built Pulte homes across the country. Oh, so he don't know nothing about home building, right? But you do. You do, Claire. Claire, who owns a yoga studio somewhere. You know more about the economy and about houses and building homes and getting permits and hiring contractors. You know more than Bill Pulte. I got it. Didn't your kids call you to pick them up from soccer practice or something? I'm not a huge fan of it either. But there has to be some level of hope given to these Gen Zers and Gen Alpha that is coming behind them. We have to give them some hope. These, as it has been reported widely, I could pull up article after article after article about how the baby boomer generation has stolen the future of young people. They sold us out in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. They sold us out to foreign countries by emptying out the factories here and sending them to foreign countries to make and assemble products. And they made a ton of money. Okay. I hate it for you, but y'all on your way out of here. These young people are just now getting started. And that cute little couple last night, honestly, I'm glad I got to talk about it because it gave me hope. That we're, all of the things that they've done to young people over the years, it's a wonder that they've survived. Some of them didn't. Some of them just chose to check out. And that is so sad. And these liberals just do not even give a shit. They don't care. They got what they want. They don't care. Why should they care? They don't care. Well, I do. And I want to see these young people succeed, bro. I want America to be turned around again. I want it to be normal to watch movies like A Christmas Story and not pick out little stupid things that are trigger warnings every 5 minutes. I want it to be normal, as President Trump brought it back, to be normal to say Merry Christmas and not Season's Greet. Go to hell. Merry freaking Christmas, bro. Nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with men being men and women being women and everybody standing in their line and not trying to cut over here or there. We could go off on these subjects, but there's something else that I wanted to bring to people's attention. And I will give the floor to, where is he? Mr. Steve Cortez on this subject. I'm just starting to be able to tolerate him again because anyway, I'll leave that alone. But Mr. Steve Cortez, thank you for coming to your senses. If you have, I don't know, maybe you're crazy again. But he talks about Zelensky's circus of corruption. I'll just let him tell you what's been going on with the little fat bastard who's been stealing our money for the last 4 years. And what he's been doing with our taxpayer dollars. And it ain't fighting no war, I guarantee you that. But let's see what Mr. Steve Cortez has to say about what Volodymyr Zelensky in them little warm-up suits, the little fat bastard. Let's see what's been going on. Roll the film.
Zelensky looks less like a wartime hero and more like that sleazy, freeloading brother-in-law that you never really trusted. You know the type.
Yep.
Slick on camera, hand always out, somehow always between jobs, but drives a new car.
Oh, wow.
Wears designer sneakers and acts like you somehow owe him something. That's Zelensky on the global scale.
Listen to this.
The guy who's been handed hundreds of billions from American taxpayers. He now sits atop a $100 million corruption scandal in Ukraine called Operation Midas. And that includes golden toilets. Yes, really. Piles of cash stolen from the people's treasury and a luxury mansion development that his cronies call Dynasty, as in the American TV series, all while the patriots of Ukraine suffer and die during wartime. But to Volodymyr, nothing screams wartime sacrifice like opulent estates, private chefs, and gold-plated plumbing.
Yay, me!
And who's running this criminal circus over there? Characters with nicknames like Sugar Man and Che Guevara. You can't tell if it's just a cartel or it's a Netflix series, but what you can tell is that we are being played. Zelensky, he struts around DC demanding more and more American money like it's his allowance, while his pals back home throw Gatsby parties and rob both the Ukrainian people and the American taxpayer blind.
Yep.
This isn't aid, it's a racket.
Thank you.
And it's time to pull the plug. And when Ukraine finally holds a real election, if Zelensky ever does, Zelensky must be held accountable for what he did to his own country
Yep.
and what he is doing to ours. See my new article published inside Ukraine.
Thank you, Mr. Cortez. That is Steve Cortez. Go ahead and follow him on X at Cortez Steve. And I appreciate him divulging this information, because there are some retarded individuals who still think for some reason that Zelensky was like legitimately fighting a freaking war. What? 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 No, he was stealing our money. Remember, I talk about this all the time because I'm not going to let people forget. Remember all the times that Zelensky was over. Well, he didn't come over. Either what was his name? Either the State Department or God, what was his name? See, I've forgotten these people because they don't matter. They're so insignificant. But the Biden administration, I'll think of it in a second, kept it seemed like it was every other week. Every other week. It was like drip, drip, flood. It started like every couple of months or whatever, like when the first part of the Biden administration kicked off. And then toward the end, it was like every week. Another aid package to Ukraine, aid package to Ukraine, aid package to Ukraine, aid package to Ukraine. Every freaking week, Ukraine was getting another $100 million, $50 million, $25 million, more weapons, more. I'm like, damn, y'all emptying out the motor pool out here on post. Damn, it's sure looking thin. What the hell are we supposed to do if we need money? Excuse me, we need money, but when we need weapons to defend ourselves, y'all sending everything over to Ukraine. So remember, this was constant. Ukraine. Oh my God, Ukraine. Remember this gem? I don't, maybe you haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to bring this in because I have not seen anybody else talk about this. And I thought it was quite interesting that Ukraine, I thought y'all was supposed to be fighting a hot war with Russia. I thought y'all was supposed to be like, or like Russia was just like cleaning your clock, man. And y'all just bombed everywhere. You ain't got no money. It's people walking around looking like Tatooine. It is people just looking like World War One. What the bombs was dropped, and it's poor people walking around with nothing but dirt in their hands. They got them worn out shoes. Check this shit out. I'm going to tell you what Zelensky has been doing with our tax money, thanks to Joe Biden and that Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris. Look at this bullshit. What's up, M. Fair? Thank you for reposting the stream, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Check this shit out. Look at this. I told y'all about this, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, and I'm going to talk about it again. Okay. This is an article from express.co.uk. And sorry about the commercial. Headline: Ukraine's incredible new $1.2 billion ski resort. Hey. Woo! Yes, indeed. Look at that picture. Isn't that a beautiful ski resort? My God, I don't think we have anything here this big in the state of Colorado. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's a rendering of the lift infrastructure. It's called Goro Mountain in Ukraine. Oh, well, well, excuse me. Oh, so you know what? Volodymyr Zelensky, you little fat bastard, you're welcome. You is welcome. Yeah, this is Express UK. While the country is fighting off the Russian invasion at the east of Ukraine, a $1.2 billion ski resort is being built in the west, close to the border with Poland. Oh, Poland, the free country, the country that's not allowing illegal aliens, the beautiful country of Poland that is on my list to visit someday. I would actually like to go to Russia, to St. Petersburg around Christmas. Oh, hold on. No, go away. Go away. Go away. The construction, sorry, it's trying to give me an AI thing. The construction of the Goro Mountain Ski Resort has started in the Lviv region, which will get the shit out of here. What the shit, Lana? 25 hotels are going to be built on this resort. I promise you right now, we don't have anything near this in the state of Colorado. And this is like the ski capital of the country. We do not have one ski resort that has 25 hotels. Oh, and they're going to be luxury hotels, by the way. 5,500 rooms stretching across a total area of 2,965 acres with 46.6 mile long ski slopes with 846 acres of snow cove. Oh, snow cove. Over 10 miles of ski lifts, 2 modern gondola lifts, and 11 chair lifts. That is massive, bro. There's nothing in Colorado like that. That is massive. Where the frick do you think they got that money from, given that they've been getting money from the United States and from taxpayers for the last 4 years? Where do you think they got the money to build a $1.2 billion ski resort? Construction started and is in the first phase and is scheduled to be completed for 28-29 ski and snowboard season. Wow. 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 Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that? And that is just beautiful. Hold on. Let me bring the other one in here. Isn't that just beautiful? Aren't y'all happy for Ukraine? Yay. So they're going to bringing in all this revenue because people are going to come from across the world to this beautiful resort that's going to have 25 luxury hotels on the resort. We don't have anything like that in Colorado. I'm going to tell you right now. We don't. And this is like the go-to for skiing and snowboarding. Wow. Let's look at this. This is from a Ukraine travel website. Yeah. The new all-season Goro Mountain Resort to be built in the Lviv region. I got to bring the receipts, bro. Ain't that some shit? Yeah. Well, isn't that sweet? Isn't that nice? Yeah. Wow. You know, if that does not like highly piss you off, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Hold on. I gotta I gotta do this. Let me see if hold on. Hold on. Let's check this out. Let me see if the video is going to come up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Headline. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I got to bring it in over here. I got it from the. Got to bring it in from the other side. But check this out. This is where our money's been gone while we've been suffering, while we've been paying $1 million a month in auto and health insurance. This is where our money's been going for the last 4 years. And it should absolutely infuriate you what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did to this country. The Democrats have wrecked our country. And President Trump is working overtime along with his cabinet members to restore what we've lost and to bring us into the golden age. But this is what your money, y'all should be happy. Y'all should be happy. According to the National File headline, there's a video. Ukrainians party in Kiev, honey. Honey, you can find me in the club, bottle full of bud. Mama, I got what you need. You need to feel love. I'm into having sex, I'm into making love. So come give me a hug. End up getting rubbed. You can find me in the club in Kiev, in Ukraine. Bro, what's up? What's up? Find me in the club. As America continues sending billions in foreign aid to, quote, stop the invasion. Yeah, baby. Oh, shucks. This is, look at this. Where's the bombs dropping? Where's the bomb? Excuse me. Excuse me. Where's the bombs? The poster here on X back. This was 2022, 2023. At GovTrader, the U.S. has given Ukraine $40 billion. Yeah, that was 2022. We gave them a lot more than that. No audit trail, no accountability. This is Kiev yesterday. They need another 13 billion, you guys. Things look dire. Let's play the film one more time so you can see where your money went. Yeah. We got played, bro. We got played. We got played. Oh my God, we got played so bad. We got played. Shit's gonna come out, dude. Where it's already starting to, because Steve Cortez is already reporting on it. But there were rumors going around that somebody had seen the sales slip or the invoice for Volodymyr Zelensky's wife, who had just bought a new Lamborghini. I think that was 2024. While you got toilet credit and you so broke you can't pay attention, Volodymyr Zelensky is sitting his little fat ass on golden toilets. As Steve Cortez has just reported, Operation Midas is the investigation into where all the money went and the corruption in Ukraine. That's something. That is quite something, that we got played that bad. And Joe Biden facilitated it. Tony Blinken, that's the name I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember. Remember when Tony Blinken used to come out and make that announcement every other week? Oh, another $100 million aid package. Oh, another billion. Oh, another 50 million. Oh, another 500 million. Oh, another 200, 350 million, 700 trillion, billion, gazillion, quadrillion dollars to Ukraine. Money, 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 money. Money. Almighty dollar. While American citizens languished and could barely afford to pay to have a place to live, Volodymyr Zelensky was stealing our money. I don't see no war. I hate it for everybody, but I see a video coming out every now and again. I don't see any war. I don't see war. I see what I just saw. A bunch of Ukrainians partying and shaking ass at a club on my tax money. I don't go to the club. I can't go to the club. Not that I would. I don't feel like it. Oh my God. I can't. I don't feel like it. You got to get dressed. You got to do your hair. I don't feel, dude. But if I wanted to, I would like bottle service. I've never had bottle service in my life. I've never had a pair of J's in my life. I mean, you know, we got played. We got played. We got played big time. And now that money is not going out anymore. And I said that I had teased a little bit at the beginning of the video that I was going to talk about a project that I'm working on. And I am, because something has got to be done about these exorbitant car insurance rates in this country. I will talk more about that this week, but something has got to be done. I know that a lot of light has been shed on the healthcare, high cost of healthcare and pharmaceutical drugs. President Trump is doing everything that he can to lower these prices. He's lowering tariff prices on certain foods. But given that this has affected my life personally so greatly, I am going to figure out, I've been doing quite a bit of research and I'm learning a lot, but there is no reason on earth why one person who is over 30 should be paying almost $700 a month for, or excuse me, almost $600 a month for one vehicle for car insurance. One vehicle. One. That's unsustainable. You cannot do that. That is these insurance companies unapologetically have charged American citizens out the nose. So what I'm going to be doing on X, so look for it, is just kind of taking some inventory and getting some information on kind of where your city and your state, what are they charging for car insurance, and what are you paying every month? And do you think that it is a fair price? Because Colorado has the highest cost for car insurance of any state in the nation. I don't even think New York comes close. They may come close. California, they're high also. But the state of Colorado, among, many states, has been putting up signs on the marquees through the Colorado Department of Transportation since Jared Polis, the squishy cosplay governor here in Colorado, got called out for Colorado being the state with the highest insurance rates. So of course he's trying to be president. So he comes out, oh no, we can't have that, because see, he can't come in and say, well, no, that's not true, because it absolutely is true. That's why the studies were done, you freaking jackass. So he couldn't say it's not true, because the numbers don't lie. People do. But what he had to do was pretend that he's doing something to address the problem. I'm not going to get into it right now. I do want to make a video specific to that because it is important. You are demanding and making it against the law, because that's what I see on the marquee. Not having insurance is a crime. Oh, but being an illegal alien taking over apartment communities is not a crime. Got it. Got it. Got it. So you're forced. You have to have car insurance, which whatever. I'm not arguing about requiring car insurance. I'm arguing that the cost, when you require something like that, a single parent who has 2 or 3 children, who is barely surviving, working 2 or 3 jobs, cannot afford $300 a month in car insurance. If they're already paying daycare or after school care or buying food or just basic necessities for living expenses, oh yeah, and paying a car note, where are you supposed to squeeze out an additional $300-400 a month for car insurance? And see, the issues that I'm having is the excuses that the insurance companies have given for raising these prices to stratospheric levels over especially the last 4 years. Gee, I wonder who was in the administration the last 4 years. This is something I have not heard the president talk about yet, but it needs to come to his attention. The price for car insurance is too high. It is absolutely too high. And I know that with President Trump's initiatives, he is going to, he got the foreign aspects of trying with the foundation, because he's a visionary. Remember, I tell you that he's a visionary with building the foundation, getting illegals out, stopping all the foreign aid, USAID, stopping all that money going out. We've saved a ton of money just from that. Thank you, Elon Musk. Tell little X that Miss Karen said hi, because he's so cute. He's so cute. Little X is just so cute. Oh my God, that baby's so cute. But all the Doge findings and everything that they have uncovered as to how we have been robbed over the last 4 years. Well, actually, it's been longer than that, but we really got robbed the last 4 years. But he's building the foundation. He's making the alliances he needs to. He is getting these countries to behave, because see, we can't do what we need to do to restore our country if we got to be looking to the far east and the west all the time to keep these countries from killing each other, because it's the hegemony of the United States it's just what it's been. And everybody looks to the United States for assistance. So it's time to say, look, go in the corner, you go over there, you go over there, behave yourself. The man has stopped 8 world conflicts. He is on number 9. He's going to get it done. But he's building the foundation, Remember, he's a builder. He's a builder. He thinks like a builder. He thinks like a builder. He doesn't think like you, little Miss Stupid Ass, who thinks you have all the answers because you are part of a book club. Go sit your stupid ass down, bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Back up and let the president cook. Get out of his kitchen. He knows what he's doing. You don't. You sold cookies for your 5-year-old's classroom. What? Go somewhere and sit down. He is building the foundation so that we can come back now next year and be like, okay, boom, we're handling America's issues. One of those issues is the exorbitant price for car insurance. These states like Colorado, of course, are demanding that you have car insurance, but they have no way to tell you how to go about doing that. So then you come back and you whine, bitch, moan, and complain because people don't have insurance. It's because they can't afford it. It's not because they just snub their nose up. I hate insurance. No, it's because it's unaffordable. You got to decide between paying car insurance and eating. Everybody ain't on food stamps. I got to pay out of pocket for food. I don't have no social programs. Okay? So when you're doing the best that you can and you already got, bills and just paying out the nose for everything, you're paying to keep the car on the road. You got to keep the car on the road because you got to go to work, because you got to afford the apartment or the house that you're living in, because if you can't work, you can't drive, you can't eat. If you can't drive, you can't get to work. This is not New York. The transit system sucks in Colorado. Things are spread out too far apart. You can't get from point A to point B without a million steps in between. It's not a workable solution. You have to have a car. Okay? But when they're demanding that you have car insurance, that you're paying, $400 or $500 a month for one vehicle, dude, hold on. I'm going to bring the receipts and then we're going to round it out here. But I thought it prudent to talk about this issue. Oh Lord, there's that bitch again. I'm not talking about that right now because that'll just get my blood pressure up. Hold on. Hold on. Still congested a lot. Good grief. I'm trying to find something recent. Okay, well, let's do this. This is Illinois specific, but it's talking about the industry overall. So I'm going to bring this in so we can talk a little bit about this because I like to bring the receipts. And this is the Illinois Trial Lawyers Association. And they post highlights. This is property and casualty. No, I don't want property. We'll talk about property and casualty another time. Hang on. It's talking about property and casualty. I don't want to talk about that right now. But that's another issue. This one I talked about the other day. Here, I want something specific to car insurance. Well, here, let's do this. Let's see if this gives us what we're looking for. This is car insurance trends from carinsurance.com. Are rising car insurance rates funding executive pay raises? The answer is yes. And this is from June of 2025. If you felt a pinch when it comes to your car insurance premiums, you're not alone. Prices have gone up 7% over the last 12 months. And that's 2024, ending in May. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's on top of a hike of 17.4% in 2023. That's a big price hike. While many drivers search for ways to keep up with rising costs, some insurance company executives are taking home massive pay packages. For example, USAA's outgoing CEO, Wayne Peacock, received nearly $10 million in compensation in 2024 and an 18.4% increase from the previous year. Yeah. Yeah, so it just goes into, hold on, I do want to talk about this. Let's see, okay. This is the same USAA. Wayne Peacock brought home a reported $8.1 million in compensation in 2023. That was a 68% increase over his previous year's reported compensation. God dog. So his pay went up 68% in 1 year. The CEO of USAA. Peacock's pay, however, was still about 64% less than the $22.5 million that Travelers CEO, Travelers Insurance, Alan Schnitzer, brought home in 2023. His pay was 194 times more than the salary of the average Travelers employee, according to Insurance Business Magazine. So here's the deal. CEOs typically have a pay-for-performance compensation model that rewards them for guiding the company to certain benchmarks of success and profitability, of course. Their compensation can include salary as well as incentives, bonuses, stock options, blah, blah, blah. According to CFA, this was last year. It's more this year. But according to the CFA, the following CEOs received more than $138 million combined in publicly reported compensation in 2023. You see here, Allstate. This bastard made $16.5 million in 1 year. Thomas J. Wilson, a 12.62. Is that an increase or a decrease? Yeah, that's a decrease. Interesting. Year over year. In 2022, he made $18 million. I'm glad I pulled this up. I need this for my research. Berkshire Hathaway, which is Geico, $10 million. Todd Combs. American Family Insurance, William Weststraight, made $3.8 million. Let's look at some Progressive. Let's look at Progressive because I'm dealing with them bastards right now. Progressive. Susan Patricia Griffith, $15.6 million. compensation in 2022 was $14.4 million. So it went up 8%. Wow. So there are calls for transparency and accountability in the industry. I'll talk more about this later on, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention how bad these insurance companies are raking us over the coals. Remember, with regard to healthcare insurance, we've been subsidizing countries like the United Kingdom and Canada for their healthcare. That's why they don't pay anything for healthcare, is because we've been subsidizing. Yet it's free for them because we have been picking up the subsidies. We've been picking up the tab. So if they're paying like, nothing, we pay for their health care and their prescription drugs. We've been raked over the coals, bro. And I've had it. I've had it. I've absolutely had it. So more information will be coming out. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more, and I'm going to be asking people, what do you pay for car insurance? How does it affect you? And basically just post up under my post. I'll probably do it tomorrow or sometime this week, because I need to start gathering this information. This is very important. 10, 15, 20 million dollars a year we have been insuring, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's the dirty little secret that we have been funding the illegal aliens driving because they can't get car insurance. So we've been covering their costs because they're not insured, and they have had the crashes. They have been blaming it on us, American citizens, saying if you have a low credit score, it means that you are a higher risk of crashes. You give me the freaking scientific evidence that proves that. There isn't any. There's made up bullshit. But then you got this cycle of abuse by states like Colorado saying, oh, you have to have car insurance. Well, okay. If you can barely afford to feed yourself, how are you going to pay for car insurance? But you got to have a car to get to work. You got to drive to work because things are too spread out in Colorado in every city. So the uninsured motorist cost goes up, but a lot of over the last 4 years, we have been covering the cost and subsidizing the cost of all of the crashes illegal aliens have. That is a fact. Insurance rates were high before, but not before Joe Biden brought in all these illegal aliens. Jobs from American truckers. They've been doing it for years, but it really ramped up over the last 4 years. Illegals cannot get car insurance, and if they do, they don't charge them what they charge us. We subsidize the high cost. That is conspiracy against rights. You are conspiring, state and local officials, with car insurance companies. Is there some shenanigans going on between y'all in the background? Because I know good and damn hell well you cannot gaslight me on that. The cost of car insurance has skyrocketed over the last 4 years. It's because we've been paying for these illegals. That is the change. That drastic happens. Like with the well, it's on, I'm on YouTube, so I'll save that for later. But anyway, the car insurance rates are there. It's not because of your credit. There is no scientific evidence that says that people who have who are poverty, people on a lower socioeconomic scale have more crashes. Who even came up with that shit? That is a lie from the pits of hell. And with that, I've been on here over 2 hours. I'm getting off of here. I'm going to rest my voice again before I lose it again. So God bless you. I sure do appreciate you. Watch the replay because there's some gems that were dropped in this video, and we need to study to show ourselves approved. What is going on so that we so that we can be effective in making this country truly great again. All right. So God bless you. I appreciate you. Keep praying for our president, our beloved president, and his wife, children, grandchildren, and his cabinet members for wisdom. James chapter 1, verse 5, wisdom, and for his protection. God's guidebook. So I appreciate you. God bless you. Y'all keep rocking out. Keep rocking out. Let's do this. Midterms are coming up. We got to win these seats from these communists. We cannot let them take over this country again. And just keep praying about that. God hears us. He gave us President Trump, and he saved his life. Fellow patriots, I appreciate you. I love you guys. Share this out. Share this broadcast. Watch the replay, and I'll be posting my ass off tomorrow on X. Peace.